rempite.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to present to you the Atom chart, right? So on the live streams I do Tuesdays and Fridays, we spend a lot of time looking at altcoins, some stocks, we look at all kinds of stuff. And the last live stream that we looked at, and to be honest, for quite a lot of live streams we've been looking at altcoins, and they just look generally pretty awful. Sometimes we recognise that the market as a whole is going to get a bounce, and we can generally make some money out of that, but generally speaking we can try and determine which ones are better than others, but most of the time they all look pretty awful. And the last live stream we did, it was the same really, and there was only one which came out of it with any signs of strength might not be the right word, but it's resilient, right? It's more resilient, and it was the Atom chart. So I've not really traded Atom in a long time, to be honest with you. We recognise that it did do a really decent sort of rally all the way up to its previous all-time high. Kind of, when you're talking about candle bodies, kind of front run a little bit. That's understandable given the market environment right now. That trading environment, economic policy, and now we've got this horrendous situation in Eastern Europe. It's going to make everything pretty difficult to trade. But as far as the chart's concerned, it's held up pretty well. And again, resilience is the operative word rather than strength. However, when it comes to anyone who's holding Atom right now, it's not, to be honest with you, something to be feared particularly, I would say. And if there were to be anything to be buying the dip on, I would probably say that this might be it. If there were to be another big dip involving altcoins, this could be one of those ones that rallies pretty hard. We're looking at, and when I say rally quite hard, I mean as far as risk to reward, I mean there will be obviously small cap coins that could rally really hard. We always tout BITRUE as one of those ones, which is effectively a shit coin that you can make decent money on if you catch it at the right moment. Don't get too greedy with it. Whereas Atom is basically a decent looking chart versus its tether pairing and its Bitcoin pairing. So it's holding up at $29 today. Never had a death cross. It came close over here. It's coming close again. I'm not saying it's not going to get one, but as far as moving averages are concerned, they're still okay. And it looks like an accumulation zone within this giant range, looking for this to one day break out and effectively, carry on and do pretty well for itself. There's no buy signals on it at this current moment in time, but it's holding up within the center of the range on the daily, which is good. We take this to the weekly and just have a quick peep at that. We're below the center of the Bollinger Band, getting rejected currently on the weekly here on the 10 exponential. So again, not the pillar of strength, but resilience is the operative word that I think we should employ for this chart. So again, we're looking at an altcoin versus Bitcoin in this environment where Bitcoin controls everything. This is the Atom to Bitcoin pair, which again, resilience is the name of the game, but actually this one shows strength. So actually, despite all the madness which is going on in cryptocurrencies right now, and altcoins looking pretty tired and pathetic, Atom actually comes out of this pretty well. We've actually got a really decent setup so far from this on the weekly. As far as moving average is concerned, above all of them right now, and looking like it wants to push further towards its previous high, which is a nice round number of 10,000 sats. Now, on the first pass, you'd expect a rejection from there. We effectively had a double top on the last time around those kind of zones, and again, that's just Atom on the weekly there. Daily, again, more or less trying our hardest to stay above all major moving averages as well. Not really looking particularly strong at this particular level, but again, resilience is the name of the game. If there was an altcoin that was worthy of being traded, especially with its Bitcoin pair, buying the dip if and when the market takes another hit down, which seems quite likely, to be honest with you, then this would be one of the altcoins that should likely get picked up for a reasonable sort of mid to long term position. If you're looking to outperform Bitcoin, this could be one of those ones which would consistently outperform Bitcoin. Maybe not by an enormous extent, because again, you can see that we rallied, we've come down since the 12th of February, which is a while back now. It's just basically been in a nice consistent uptrend. It's slowing down now. It's definitely slowing down, but again, it doesn't look particularly weak. It's definitely resilient. And again, when you're looking at this chart on the longer period of time, what we've got here is since this rally here, never got a death cross consistently, sort of up and down. It would be a decent bot trading pair, to be honest with you, over a longer period of time with a really large grid. And again, a grid of this size is pretty pretty silly in a way, but it would still work out quite well. But yeah, I mean, I thought I'd bring to your attention, it's not all is not lost in altcoin world. There are certain little glimmers of hope that certain things, based on their TA at least, have some kind of strength to it. Now, I don't know what Atom does. I have not looked into it, but I remember it from the live stream, and I was curious to see what it looked like today, and it's still in a consistent uptrend, really. Up, down, buy the dip, up, down, buy the dip, up, down, buy the dip. And this will continue provided we have this kind of setup being above all major moving averages, with the 200 and the 50 at least diverging away from each other and being above the centre of the Bollinger Band. It would be a buy the dip opportunity with its Bitcoin pair, and that's the best way to look at it, buy the dip on the Bitcoin pair. If we come back down to these lower moving averages, it's still a buy the dip. If we break down below this level of support, which is 6,200 sats, it's not buy the dip anymore. you wait for it to come down to, to do some serious retracement at that point. Again, remember, the weekly isn't in a bullish position, although it could move into one given the fact that the daily is looking quite tasty. But when it comes to the Bitcoin pair, it is a bullish position, so it does look like it wants to outperform Bitcoin, but obviously volatility is the only thing that can be guaranteed with this trading environment right now. And obviously, if you're looking to trade any altcoins, you're going to get more volatility in an altcoin than you would in a Bitcoin. But I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. It's not the best thing you've ever seen in the world. It's not a millionaire starter kit, but it is a chart which is worth looking at. And if we did break out beyond 10,000 sats, it would be a blue sky breakout. And as far as this chart is concerned, if you're looking at it realistically on a weekly, it's just higher low after higher high, really. So in that respect, this has been bullish since 2021, continues to remain bullish, surprisingly, amongst all the madness. Don't look at the tether pair and expect to get a millionaire. Don't go futures trading on this one. We're looking at this as in its comparison to Bitcoin, and it does look like it's one of those coins that's held up pretty well, and so far is showing that it can outperform Bitcoin and might continue to outperform Bitcoin. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Chainlink. Back in the olden days when Chainlink was, awesome. Chainlink outperformed Bitcoin throughout the entire bear market, throughout the majority of the bull market, until it did a parabolic blow off top bubble pop kind of situation, and it's never really recovered from that. This kind of looks the same. This kind of looks like it's going to do the same sort of thing. It's going to outperform Bitcoin, whether it be in a bull or a bear market. You're going to lose your dollar pair, and if it goes down, but it will be better than holding a Bitcoin from the looks of things. Obviously, don't buy the tops, buy the dips, and if you were to buy the dips, don't expect to be a millionaire. This is a long-term position. We're looking at this uptrend here that started in the alt season in 2021. So, over a year's worth of price action, consistent higher highs, higher lows, with no real signs of actually breaking down massively. A little bit of bearish divergence, but that's to be expected with the last double top. So, yeah, there you go. An altcoin for you there. One that we've not looked at. Well, we look at these sort of things on live streams, but it's for the first time I've made a video with any kind of happy ending or potential happy ending for a while now on this channel. Because I don't like making videos for the sake of it. I don't want to present stuff to people for no reason, just to get views. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. It looks quite good and reminds me of Chainlink, but whether it be in 2018 or 19, it looks pretty good to me. Right, I'll leave it with you there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.